The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Hi everyone, hello and welcome back to The Absurd, our podcast about things absurd. We're talking histories and mysteries and strange goings-on, things that are funny, freaky, and sometimes frightening. Hello, that over there is Mel.
It is.
Hi Mel,
Hi.
how are you?
Better than you.
Way better than me.
Better than you.
I have some evil viral invasion going on.
It's his turn to be sick now.
And it's so weird though, like literally, like I started getting the tickle in my throat Saturday afternoon.
Tickle,
And
tickle.
I'm like, but I went out to watch a Leaf game, enjoy some wings and some pints of Cowbell Hazy Days. There's a sponsor, give us one. It is a fine beer, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, 6.5% of it. And it's on special $6.50 on Saturday nights at Strikers. Another promo. But just last week, I was like, you know what? Like, I haven't got a cold at all this year. Which is pretty good, right? Because if you make it through, like, November or whatever, and then, just after Christmas, you're styling. Right?
Yeah.
Even profiling.
And even profile.
Yeah. But woe is me. The universe heard me.
Said womp womp.
Decided to kick my ass.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's just in my head so far. I've got like
It usually is.
It's like a mansion of snot up there. Not liking it. In fact, I'm hating it. But that notwithstanding, your daughter's really sick, eh?
Yeah.
With a cold.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got some sort of bacterial infection.
Boo.
So she's on antibiotics now,
Poor
after
Addison.
throwing up on the carpet and
She does know that with antibiotics, she can't have any alcohol, right?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm pretty
good,
sure.
Good. Because
I'm
she's,
pretty sure.
how old is she, 11?
11.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a big problem then.
Yeah, I was in our bedroom working, and she was she had already thrown up this morning,
Oh, nice.
and she got it in her hair.
Oh,
So I'm like, okay, let's just get in the tub and clean you off.
damn right.
And got her all cleaned off. She's standing in her bedroom, getting dressed,
Yep.
and all I hear is the sound of it hitting the carpet.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh, no, please let it be a bottle of water.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Did it get in her hair again?
No,
Okay,
didn't get in her hair, but it was like all over the front of her, but she had her
Clothes on.
house coat on.
Excuse me.
So she got all over that, and she doesn't know what to do with it. Like it's like she
What?
panics, and she's like, "What do I do?"
It is
And
a
I'm like,
problem.
instead of just standing there going blah.
Yeah.
So
What is the best thing?
well, she's got a bucket in her room
Oh,
because
okay.
it's happened a few times over
Sure.
the last couple days. But no, carpet just why not?
Yeah.
This is a good spot.
Yeah. Well, that's the quandary, isn't it? I mean, it's if you just stand there and let it happen, you are containing it. If you make a dash for the bathroom, you're
Could
potentially
yeah.
spreading it out.
Could be.
No.
Could be. It's like it doesn't register enough in her head that that's what she needs to do.
I get it, man.
Because she always cries after because
Yeah.
she doesn't know what's happening and she's,
course.
it's
Yeah.
confusing for her. So
And uncomfortable. And
sure.
feels like crap.
yeah.
I get it, man. I get her
Yeah.
feelings.
Thank God for an upright carpet cleaner. Let me tell you.
Really? What if it was like a low-down carpet cleaner?
I have one of those too.
Okay, cool. So you're well covered.
I'm covered.
Good. Anything else new?
No, I don't really think so.
We are actually, it's Tuesday. We are recording, obviously, because you can hear us. We were going to record yesterday, but I was like such a bag of toys from my cold that I couldn't even. I slept 10 hours Sunday night, and then last night, like, about the same again. Which in itself is beautiful. But it's pretty much unheard of, right, for me to sleep that long.
Right.
So, but I went over to Shoppers today, and there's this woman, a little bit younger than I am, but she's not unattractive. And I'm back picking up some prescription, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Well, I'm sick." And I go, "You better not get too close." And she's like, "Okay, well, I won't hug you then." And I'm like,
Hello.
we then introduced each other. Her name is Amanda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you tell her about the pod?
I didn't, but it
No?
was strange. I thought about that afterwards. But I was going to
Because
ask.
that's usually your follow-up. You're like, I told her about the pod.
Well,
Which is good.
I was going to ask her if her middle name was Lynn. Get
Why?
it?
No.
Amanda Lynn.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's like if I had a daughter, I would name her Emily Claire.
Yeah.
So I could call her E. Claire.
Yes, got
Get
it. Got it. Got
Love
it.
E. Claires.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's nice out, eh?
It is. It is. It's quite lovely.
Yeah, it's like 7 degrees, which is pretty okay for this time of year.
Yeah. We got St. Patrick's Day weekend coming up.
Who cares?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't
And it's
care
going to
at
be
all.
nice on Saturday. If it doesn't rain. It's probably going to rain.
So which is it? Is it going to be nice or
well,
is
it's
it
going
going
to
to
be
rain?
warm.
All right. Aren't you going to a dance?
I am.
Isn't the dance inside?
Yes, it is.
So who cares what the
Well, I'm
weather
going to
is
walk
like?
there.
Oh. Anyway. I did see that the city of Waterloo got a, I don't know what you call it, but to prevent any of the big St. Patrick's Day parties, my friend Nicole, she's involved in bylaw for the city. And I was chatting with her about it last night. And I said, what am I going to do now on the weekend? Because she always says, I better not see you at that party. So if I'm going to go to a university party outside, Jesus. I'd rather get stabbed than go to that.
Yeah.
You know, but because they're always monitoring. She goes, I better not
But
see you.
haven't they done that before and it hasn't changed a thing? Really?
Never.
Oh.
So, it costs the city a lot. Like, I don't care about people partying, but, you know, when you got to divert, like, ambulance and paramedics and cops to those doughheads because they can't handle their booze yet.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Too bad.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it anyway.
We'll see.
Whether it's on the street or at someone's house, they're going to do it anyway.
But this covers both. Any nuisance parties. Yeah, so it says here, the city of Waterloo has been granted a court injunction for St. Patrick's Day. So they can, any outdoor parties or at student houses, either owned by the universities or private residences, they can walk in and arrest you.
That's lame.
I don't think so. You should try moving down here, man, on that weekend.
Oh no, I don't mean like the partying outside and stuff, because I know people who used to own a house there and it was horrendous.
Right.
But I'm saying if you're just having a party at your house.
No, I mean, that's not what they're looking for.
No,
they're not looking
but-
for like 20 people who are sitting inside drinking.
Right.
They're looking for hundreds of people coming in and out all day.
Right.
And wrecking shit.
Yeah.
Why should I have to pay for that crap?
Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
I'm going to love it. I'm going to sit on my
Gonna
balcony
be interesting.
with my monocular.
Monocular?
Not my...
Monocle?
Yeah, not my monocle. It
No,
doesn't
I
work.
don't think you'll see anything from here.
This
with
is
that.
my monocular.
Yeah, they hold it up. I'm sure they can see it.
No, I'm showing you, you silly girl. Okay. See?
Yes.
Ah!
Will you be able to see anything from here?
No.
No.
It's really blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worse. Now it's really small. Yeah. It's cool because it's light. So, yeah, we'll see what happens anyway.
Yeah, that'll be
But
interesting.
no, other than I
I'll
have...
be whooping it up in Elmira.
You will be? Good
Yeah.
for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to Piper's Arms Saturday night. I already booked a table so I can watch a Maple Leafs versus Senators game. Ooh, yeah. Coughing.
Booyah. Coughing.
Nice on a bike. All right. Wonder if you can get a sinus transplant.
A sinus transplant?
Yeah. I'd like some new sinuses. All right. Anyway, moving along.
Moving along.
Do we have anyone we wish to thank this week? You have anyone?
I don't think so.
I am going to take the opportunity, if I may,
You may.
to thank my friend Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica listens. She enjoys. She offers input and critique. What else do you want?
That's
And I also found out when I went to Costco Saturday morning, which I always feel exhausted when it's over. That's probably where I got this vile
Probably.
bug.
That would be the place.
My sister-in-law is all caught up on her episodes.
Oh, sweet.
No, I wasn't even aware she was listening. We got a lot of people who listen who don't tell us.
It's very true.
I know.
Yeah, I was telling you that same thing when I was at the Sugar Kings game on the weekend. I was chatting with someone, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I've listened to some of your episodes, and I really like it." So,
All right. We good?
are you good?
No,
Uh,
not even remotely.
wow, lots of flemmage going on
Time
over
for
here.
a blow. Sweet baby Jesus and the orphans.
It's time for a blow.
All right. Ugh. Jeepers creepers.
Good God Almighty! Are we ever gonna get this
I don't know.
podcast done?
Okay, start reading your story,
Yeah. Okay.
please. Oh yeah. Hey Mel, do you have a story for us?
Hey Rod, I do.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
I will try to minimize my coughing.
Yeah, please do.
Whatever.
On March the 6th, passengers on a flight to Phoenix faced an unexpected delay when a woman on a plane stripped completely naked.
Whoa.
Video taken on Monday by one of the passengers shows the incident unfold on the packed flight. It was very uncomfortable and really scary, said one passenger. Actually, yes. Well, I could see how someone would think it was scary because I saw a video of it and she like lost her ever loving mind.
Oh.
So it,
So
I
she
could
wasn't
see.
Just out for a leisurely
No,
stroll,
it's not
but-
like, oh, hi, look at me. And,
Oh, right.
you know,
Okay.
no, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
It happened on a Southwest flight from Houston to Phoenix. Two passengers who live in Phoenix and were on the plane when the incident happened. The aircraft had just started taxiing when the woman, while fully clothed, walked to the front.
What?
Did you just say ew to being
No, I
fully
went-
clothed?
No, I just went, yep.
Oh, I thought you meant ew.
No. No, I'm used to seeing people fully clothed.
I hope so.
Particularly on airplanes.
I mean, I don't know what you do in your spare time, but anyway.
It'll be in my book.
So while she was fully clothed, she walked to the front of the plane and started yelling. I do remember her saying that she wanted to get off the flight, said another passenger. That same passenger said the woman started yelling that she was bipolar and began hitting parts of the plane.
Hitting it?
Hitting it.
Okay.
She started jumping up and down, screaming at the top of her lungs, one passenger said. As the plane continued to move, that's when video shows the woman start to undress herself.
Ooh.
Video shows her walking up and down the aisle in front of all the passengers, including several children. It was so shocking, and it came to a complete surprise to everyone, said a passenger.
Sure.
It was very evident that she was having a mental breakdown. People on the flight said they tried to remain calm and not pay attention to what was happening. Then at one point during the incident, one passenger said the naked woman went after a flight attendant.
Oh.
She was putting her whole body onto the other woman flight attendant and was rubbing all over her, she
Hello?
said.
Really?
How could you not watch that?
I have
Mental
a
breakdown
question.
or not.
Now, I realize this is entirely superficial and perhaps somewhat irrelevant, but could she be considered to be a good-looking woman?
It was hard to tell from the video because
Right.
everything was blurred out.
Yeah, okay.
And I couldn't really tell. But
Right, okay. Fair play.
the aircraft then returned back to the gate. When the door opened, another airline worker boarded the plane and covered the woman with a blanket. The video then shows the woman run through the open door. The lady just runs out of the airplane and who knows where she went, a passenger said.
Oh, wow.
The spokeswoman with the Houston Police Department said that the woman was detained and taken to the hospital for medical evaluation.
Oh, so they did find her. Okay,
Yes.
Good.
It'd be hard not to find a naked lady running through the airport. Can you imagine sitting on the other side of the gate and then all of a sudden this naked lady comes running?
Oh, man. Strange things happen in airports.
The spokeswoman also said that the woman is not facing any charges at this time, which had some flyers surprised.
Well, I bet that changes.
I would hope so, because it's still indecent
Exposure.
Exposure, thank you.
No problem.
So, and not to mention you're in and around a bunch of children and public. There's that.
Well, is that the end?
Yeah, the only last part was
I'm
that
sorry.
it was only delayed for an hour, but
Okay, so I'm gonna put out a point here. We can
Okay.
discuss it because I'm not really sure what I think about it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm against like getting naked in public. I mean, technically, I'm for it, but only if everybody involved is down with it.
right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
Right? You can't just stand up and stacked and decide to disrobe.
Right.
Kids though, when they say so kids being distressed by nudity, I don't really think that would be the case. Well, I mean, it is because we teach kids to do that.
Right.
We all come out of naked
I
bodies.
think it would depend on the age of the children.
No question. If they're wee little, they'd be more
They
scared
were like,
by
sweet,
the commotion.
this is what we're doing now? Let's go.
But they'd be more bothered by the commotion and that everyone's upset.
Yeah.
Right.
And the erratic behavior that this woman had.
Yeah, no, and I'm not defending her behavior at all. Not at all. Didn't identify her or anything or say her age. I don't think you said anything, so it must not have. I saw that come up on Reddit a few days ago.
Yeah, she looked now again, I couldn't really tell from the video, so I'm not really sure.
Was her face blurred out as well?
It was, or
Right.
it just wasn't a super great video. I don't
Right.
know. Everything was just kind of blurred out. But yeah, she was probably middle-aged, I would say.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, obviously she was suffering some sort of mental
Sure.
lapse, some sort
I'm
of.
not sure what would push you to take all your clothes off.
Who knows? I mean, is there anything that specific? She did state she was bipolar.
Yes.
Which, like, was she not being treated for it or what? That
Yeah,
seems like a
who
pretty
knows?
massive freak out, even for someone with bipolarism.
Yeah.
We're not talking like, no, that's big.
Yeah.
I can't do anything comparative right now.
But she had the know-how to go through all the other parts leading up to getting on the airplane with no incident.
But I don't think, yeah,
And
but
then
it
got
doesn't.
on the airplane and went, "Oh my god, I can't take it. I need to take my boobies out."
Maybe that was the breaking point, like, okay, we've got fish or lasagna. What? No steak? I'll show you, assholes.
Just Hulk that
Yeah.
shirt. What kind of airline
Hulk
is
that shirt. Yeah, tits out airline.
Tits out airline?
I don't miss flying at all. God, I hated it. With so often I had to do it, man. I had so many horrible experiences. I just wanted to I can't really say anything because I might get on a no-fly list. But I didn't want to
Yeah, I know.
cause a disruption. I just want everybody to shut up.
Shut up.
Leave
Yeah.
me alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I almost considered doing a story about an airline incident, but it was too short, so I didn't bother. But I'll mention it now. It was, I think it was an Air India flight from Chicago to, let's say, Bombay. It was definitely somewhere in India.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to turn around and fly back to Chicago 4 hours in because 11 of the 12 toilets on board were clogged.
Oh
backed up.
no! Ew.
How does that happen? Like, I know how it happens.
Well, sure, but
But, like, what? Like, were they at a hot dog eating convention the day before? Like, as somebody jokingly said, they need a roadie rooter. That's kind of funny. Yeah.
wow.
So
Gross.
we'll have to see what happens with this woman, eh? The
Yeah, it was interesting.
what was the woman's name? Oh, never mind. We'll have to watch and see what happens with this airborne Lady Godiva. She was a woman who rode around naked on a horse
Oh.
way back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Really good
hundreds
chocolate.
of years ago. That's true. I don't think there's any connection to
Probably
the family.
not, but that's all I thought of when you said Godiva.
Actually, you okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Actually, what?
I have a story here, too, about flying.
Do ya?
Oh, my God. Okay, so this is back in the mid-1960s. Were you alive then?
I think so.
In the mid-1960s?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
you
think I was
weren't.
here.
Pretty sure you weren't.
I showed up once.
I was literally here in the mid-60s. That's when I arrived to this planet. So in the mid-60s, Australian athlete Reg Spiers found himself stranded in London, England with no money to buy a plane ticket home. Desperate to get back to Australia in time for his daughter's birthday, he decided to post himself in a wooden crate. I just got in the thing and went. What was there to be frightened of? I'm not frightened of the dark, so I just sat there. It's like when I travel now if I go overseas. There's a seat. Sit in it and go.
Sit in it and go.
It wouldn't occur to me to be that easy at all, especially after you hear what he did here. Spiers had come to the UK to try to recover from an injury that had interrupted his athletic career. A promising javelin thrower, he had been on course to compete at the Tokyo Olympics in '64. But when it became clear he would not make the games, Spiers set his mind to raising enough money to fly back to Australia and took an airport job to earn some cash. But his plans changed when his wallet containing all his savings was stolen. Ever hear of a bank?
Yeah. Yeah, that thing.
Anyway, with a wife and daughter back home, Spiers wanted to get back to Adelaide. But there was one catch, he explains. I didn't have any money. And with his daughter's birthday looming, he was in a hurry. Quote, I worked in the airport cargo section, so I knew about cash on delivery with freight. I'd seen animals come through all the time, and I thought, if they can do it, I can do it.
Hey, why not?
Spiers also knew the maximum size of crate that could be sent by air freight. He had been staying with a friend, John McSorley, in London, and persuaded him to build a box in which he could send himself home. He told me it had to be 1.5 meters by 1 meter by 3/4 of a meter, said McSorley. I knew Reg, and I thought, he's going to do it regardless, so if he's going to do it, I'd better make him a box that at least he's going to fit in there. Built to Spiers' specifications, the crate allowed him to sit up straight-legged, or lie on his back with his knees bent. The two ends of the crate were held in place by wooden spigots operated from the inside, so Spiers could let himself out of either end. It was fitted with straps to hold him in place as the crate was loaded and unloaded. To avoid any suspicion that a person was inside, the crate was labeled as a load of paint and addressed to a fictitious Australian shoe company. Although the cost of sending such a large and heavy cargo would have been more than a passenger seat, Spiers knew he could send himself cash on delivery and worry about how to pay the fees once he arrived in Australia. Packed into the box was some tinned food, a torch, which is British for flashlight, a blanket, and a pillow, plus 2 plastic bottles, one for water, one for urine. Spiers was loaded onto an Air India plane, hey, look at that, bound for Perth, Western Australia. Although Spiers ultimately wanted to go to Adelaide, which is on the east coast, Perth was chosen because it was a smaller airport. He endured a 24-hour delay at the airport in London due to fog.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible.
No kidding. And let himself out of the crate once the plane was in the air. I got out of the box between London and Paris, dying for a leak, says Spiers. I peed in a can and put it on top of the box. I was stretching my legs, and all of a sudden, because it's a short distance, the plane began to descend.
Uh-oh.
A little panicky, I jumped back in the box, and the can full of pee was still sitting on top.
Oh, no.
It's not as bad as you think.
Oh, no.
The French luggage handlers in Paris thought the can's unsavory contents had been left for them as an unkind joke by their counterparts in London. They were saying some terrible things about the English, said Spiers, but they didn't even think of the box, so I kept on going. The next stop on the long journey back to Australia was in Bombay, where baggage handlers parked Spiers upside down in the sun's glare for 4 hours.
Oh, no.
It was hot as hell in Bombay, so I took off all my clothes, he said. Wouldn't it have been funny if I'd have got pinched then? They had the thing on its end. I was on the tarmac while they were changing me from one plane to another. I'm strapped in, but my feet are up in the air. I'm sweating like a pig, but not to give up. Wait, be patient. And eventually they came and got me and put me on another plane. When the plane finally touched down in Perth, the cargo hold was open, and Spiers heard the Australian baggage handlers swearing about the size of the crate he was in. He knew immediately he was home. The accents, how could you miss, said Spiers. I'm on the soil. Amazing. Wonderful. I made it. I was grinning from ear to ear, but I wasn't going to let them know that I'm there now. I've almost pulled the whole thing off. I knew they would take the box to a barn shed. When they put me in the shed, I got out straight away. There was cartons of beer in there. I don't drink, but I whipped out a beer and had a drink of that. Spiers had survived 3 days traveling in the wooden crate.
Wow.
But he still faced the challenge of getting out of the airport. Fortunately, his luck continued. There were some tools in there, so I just cut a hole in the wall and got out. Was that all?
What?
That's all right, yeah. There was no security. I put on a suit out of my bag so I looked cool, jumped through the window, walked onto the street, and thumbed a ride into town. Simple as that. But back in England, John McSorley, who had built the crate and delivered Spiers to the airport, was desperately worried about his friend. Spiers hitchhiked his way back to his family in Adelaide, but neglected to tell McSorley he had come through his journey intact.
Uh-oh.
In an effort to find out what had happened, McSorley alerted the media, and Spiers quickly became a sensation in his home country. I got a telegram from a renowned Australian politician, he says, which read, "A gallant effort by a real Aussie, and here's £5. I'm winning big time. It was great." In the end, the airline didn't make him pay for the shipping fees. But Spiers admits he was taken aback by the media coverage of his adventure. I'd never seen anything like it. It scared the hell out of my mother, with the whole street blocked with media, and it would go on for weeks. It was pretty wild. Spiers succeeded in making it back in time for his daughter's birthday, but he still had a job convincing his wife his story was true. She didn't believe me, he says, but then she thought about it and thought, he must have done it. How else did he get here? So eventually she rode with it. Air industry insiders say something like this would never be able to happen now. The hold is usually pressurized, and the temperature will usually be above freezing, but all cargo loaded onto planes is screened for security reasons, and a hidden person would be found. Now, that was back in the 60s, right?
Uh-huh.
You wondering what's going on with Reg Spiers now? Reg Spiers disappeared from Adelaide in 1981 after he was charged with conspiracy to import cocaine. He was arrested in Sri Lanka in 1984 and sentenced to death for drugs offenses. He successfully appealed against the sentence and spent 5 years in jail in Australia. 83-year-old Spiers still lives to this day in Adelaide, Australia.
Well,
What do you think of them apples?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that.
I'm positive I wouldn't want to do that.
My claustrophobia would get the best of me for one.
Yeah, I'm not terribly claustrophobic, but I'd stiffen up like a bastard.
Ugh.
Like, they'd have to use the jaws of life to get me out of the crate.
How does it say how old he was when he was in the box?
Well, let's say that this article was written in 2024. I don't remember, actually. So if he's 83, that would make him born in 41 and 1960. So he was like 23.
Okay, so young enough that he could do it.
Presumably.
Yeah.
Well, obviously. But, I mean,
Oh, that sounds awful.
3 days.
That's a long time to be
Ugh.
cramped up in a box.
What do you do? Like, seriously, like, all the self-funding games can only go so far.
I mean, it's a great story to tell at parties, but
If you make it.
If you make it.
Yeah. So that's Reg Spiers of Adelaide, Australia, and his crate to freedom.
Do they have a? Well, I guess. Do they have a picture of it? Somewhere?
The crate?
Yeah.
You'll just have to wait and see the infographic I'm going to put together. It'll be something.
Curious. Did it? And sorry,
Oh,
did
no.
it say how big the crate was?
Yeah, it was 1.5 meters by 1 meter by 3/4 of a meter.
Jeez.
So the 1.5, I'm assuming, is long.
Yeah.
No, it's not long. Like, that's under 5 feet.
Yeah.
Quite a bit under 5 feet, actually. Well, yeah. And then about 3 feet high and 3/4 of a meter wide, I presume is how it goes.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time to me.
No, I'd hate it.
No.
Like, even if it was like 5 meters long, I'd still hate it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if it had a chair in there, I'd hate it.
And a TV.
Yeah.
And,
I'd still hate it.
Fridge.
Right?
Yeah.
Be dark.
Yeah.
Not that I'm really bothered by dark, but yeah. So you've got something for us. It ain't very happy, is it?
No. And
Yeah.
it's, we're going to talk about some claustrophobia stuff again.
And this is about caves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever been in caves?
Yeah. I've been in, like, old mining caves or, like, what are they called?
I don't know.
I can't think of what they're called.
Where were you in mines? Old mines?
It's a good question.
Oh, thank
I
you.
don't remember.
Like, was it in this country?
Oh, actually, in Estonia. I was in one in Estonia.
So not even in this country. I was being all flippant there, and it wasn't even. Wow,
I was
cool.
one in Estonia. I wouldn't go very far, though, because it terrifies me.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't. And you've got the salt mines and stuff here, too, which...
Did you go to the one in
pretty big.
Goderich?
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
God, I'm jealous, man.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Those are the largest underground salt mines in the world.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I was at ones in Virginia. I don't remember what they were called. But there's also some up by Collingwood.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's still called this, but the cave or the passage through the cave was called Fat Man's Misery. Yeah, it might be a bit ableist now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and I don't remember this, but my dad was like, you being me, would not have any part of going in there.
No.
As a kid, like as a little kid. I'm not claustrophobic now.
I don't like them.
But
no. They
but
freak me out.
I digress. Well, I don't really digress because I was talking about caves. But what this do, and you see the people who like do like underwater cave diving. Oh, forget it. Forget it, man. There's nothing that you could give me for me to do that.
I did one. Speaking of that, it was a cave, but it was more of a cavern, I suppose, that we jumped into in Mexico.
Okay.
And you have to swim through part of the cave to get to the other side.
Right.
I hated it.
Oh,
I hated it. Like, it was cool jumping in, terrifying, but it was cool. But you're jumping into black.
Yeah,
is what you're jumping into.
I don't like it.
And we had little, what are they called? Like little motorized.
Oh, like propulsion things.
Yes, to kind of bring you along, which helped
cool.
because I would probably panic and drown.
Yeah, you
But
wouldn't be here.
you
then.
get to parts where the top of the cave is really low, and all you see are bats.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god!
Are you not down with bats?
I'm not down. No, it
But-
scared me. I didn't like it. It was cool though. It was very cool.
You
but
regret doing it?
I don't regret
There you
doing
go.
it.
There you go. There you go. That's
But
good.
it
But the
it even
cave
gives
diving,
me the heebies just thinking about it.
the heebiest of jeebies.
The heebiest of the jeebies.
The cave diving I'm talking about, like they're wearing scuba gear,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just fitting through, and like, so you might get to a point you're like, oh, we can't go any further. Okay, we got to back out. Yeah, how do you do that?
Yeah.
No
well,
way. No
let me tell you.
way. Yeah, I'm not going to enjoy the story
Part of it.
because I know a bit about it. But you go right ahead.
When my mind really when I really place myself there,
Yeah.
I can't. Like, I just, bleh. Anyways.
I'm going to enjoy A Fisherman's Friend, and
You
I'm all
do that.
ears.
All right.
Let's do it.
The cave is called the Nudie Putty Cave.
Of course it is.
Is a hydrothermal cave located west of Utah Lake. The cave system was named after the putty-like texture of a soft brown clay was found in many of the passages. The cave attracted amateur and professional cavers alike, despite its narrow passageways. It has been permanently closed to the public since 2009 because of the story I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
On November 24th, 2009, 26-year-old John and 3 friends who had left their party in search of the birth canal, which is a tight but passable passageway with a turnaround at the end. So if you look at the picture of their path that they took, it's kind of forks off at the end, and
So you
is
said
3,
forks off,
but,
right?
Yeah, it forks off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. You have a picture of this then?
Yeah.
We can put it on an infographic?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it shows the part where he was trying to go, where you could see that you get to the end, you turn around, you can come back. But he did not choose the right one.
So these guys left a party.
They were with a party of people, yeah.
Oh, so okay. They didn't leave a party like we were getting drunk. Hey, let's go check out
No.
this.
There was like a group of them.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
And they wanted to continue because you could go many different ways,
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha.
And they wanted to go check out this one part.
Okay, gotcha.
So John entered an unmapped passageway,
Oh, good.
which he wrongly believed to be the canal, and found himself at a dead end
Oh, God.
with nowhere to go besides a narrow, vertical, downward fissure.
That can't be a good idea.
No. Believing this to be the turnaround, he entered headfirst,
Oh, God.
then became stuck, wedged upside down. The fissure, I don't know why they call it fissure, it's just a weird thing to say, measured 10 by 18 inches
Oh.
and was located 400 feet from the entrance of the cave. I don't know why anybody would want to do this. I really, truly don't.
No.
John oscillated between calm, coherent conversation to helpless thrashing his legs in sheer panic.
Well, can't blame him on that one.
A large team of rescue workers came to his assistance. Because of the small spaces, only one rescuer could go down at a time. Spending time with him, giving him Gatorade, while the rest of the team worked on a system to get him out. After 10 hours of being upside down, fluid was pooling dangerously in his head and lungs. The shock of the injury could kill him. 19 hours later, a sophisticated rope and pulley system was finished in an attempt to remove him. The rope was strung through nearly 15 tandem pulleys, drilled into the wall of the cave.
Wow.
Closest to John, the rope went through a natural arch in the wall, just above the crack where he was trapped. After several attempts to pull him out, it seemed to be working. However, Ryan Schultz was the rescuer that was with him, and things just went from bad to worse. Under the pressure of John's body and the crew's pulling, the stone arch had shattered, and the rope tied around it had broken, sending a heavy metal carabiner straight at Ryan's face, causing a broken jaw and his eye to start to swell. In all the commotion, John had slid back into the hole and landed on his head again. After many more attempts, John ultimately suffered cardiac arrest and died due to the strain placed upon his body over many hours by the inverted, compressed position.
Wow.
At 11:56 p.m. on November 25th, paramedic pronounced him dead. After rescuers concluded that it would be too dangerous to attempt to retrieve his body, the landowner and John's family came to an agreement that the cave would be sealed, with his body inside as his final resting place and as a memorial to John. Explosives were used to collapse the ceiling in the passageway of the cave close to where John's body was.
Good idea.
All entry points to the cave were permanently sealed by filling them with concrete, making the cave system inaccessible to prevent a similar tragedy from occurring in the future.
I hope
So,
nobody was in there when they sealed them up. Like, dude.
yeah, I think they probably hollered out a couple times. Oh, hi, is anyone here?
Turn the light off. Well,
I just, like, oh, God, okay, for one, just the tight spaces they were crawling through, it makes me so uncomfortable to think about.
yeah.
And then to think about being stuck, not only stuck, but upside down stuck.
Yeah, I
and
wonder
you're
why I
looking-
decided to go in that way head first.
Because he thought it was the spot where he could turn around.
Yeah, right.
So you go in I watched like a 20-minute YouTube video on this, actually. So where he was supposed to go, it shows like the bigger opening at the end. You go head first, then you can kind of roll yourself into a ball to turn around to go back. It says big opening, but big enough for them to turn around.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's sort of a resting spot, and then they climb back out again.
No.
I don't get the thrill of it
But
at all.
good thing, like, I'm kind of glad that he died of a heart attack, of cardiac arrest. I mean, what are the other options? Like, starvation?
I can't.
Yeah,
I
mean,
would just,
like,
after like 5 minutes, I'd be like, just stab me.
well, you could probably
me
do
out.
better than that. Like, I don't know.
Oh my! I
Here's
can't.
a lethal dose of heroin or something.
Oh, blah. It makes me so uncomfortable in my
yeah,
skin
there's-
when I think about it.
Nothing. Like I said, nothing you could give me to entice
No.
me
Nope.
to
Nope,
do
nope.
that. You know, not a chance.
No.
That's too bad for
It
him.
is
I mean,
too bad, and it's too bad they couldn't get his body out.
Eh,
I mean, I know, but for
you know where he is.
well,
Anytime
this
you
is-
want to go visit him.
this is
You know what
this
I
is
mean?
true.
No, I
This
don't
is
even
true.
mean that to be. I certainly don't mean it to be unkind.
No, but to bring him out to bury him again.
Yeah, and you know,
It's a
what
free
if somebody
burial?
dies?
I don't know, too soon?
doing that to bring out the body? It's not worth it.
No.
You know. Wow, that
Yeah.
sucks, man.
It does suck.
Utah.
So, like, let's not do those things, people.
Well,
Like, there are more fun things to do than that.
granted, but he must have thought it would be fun,
Yeah, well.
or he wouldn't have tried doing it. Like, did he
Yes.
regret it? Yeah, I'm fairly sure
Well,
he did.
probably. He was just a young guy, too, and he had a wife, and he had a kid, and a kid on the way.
Well, then that's a bit irresponsible. Well,
Yeah.
but what are you gonna do? Well, nothing now.
Well, nothing now.
Yeah.
So, there you have it.
Word for that is spelunking. I know, it sounds dirty.
I know, it does sound dirty, doesn't it?
You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
Well, I have a story for everyone that's going to make us all feel really good.
Oh, we're going to have all the feels?
If you like. I gravely dislike people who abuse 911 service.
Oh, God. Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Agreed.
Just in case you don't know, if you're in the UK, it's 999.
Oh.
That's their
did not
number.
know that.
Well, now you do. So if you're in England, you get in trouble. 9 3 times. 9 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. That was terrible.
I don't know what that was, but okay.
Other people who aren't you will. All right. Do you like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
We've talked about this before.
We're talking about it
I
again.
know what yours is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, no, you don't like that. You don't like mint chocolate chip.
Don't.
Yeah. Who? Oh, it's Kara who likes mint chocolate chip.
Well,
What are
I
you,
did
vanilla?
like her. I do like vanilla.
So do I. Good
but
vanilla?
I like
Oh, you like
tiger
tail.
tail.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. There's really no ice cream flavor I don't like. But what if you had ice cream and you really had your heart set on eating it and then you found out someone else had eaten it?
Oh, happens all the time in my house.
I
so.
shouldn't be surprised. And are you generally miffed about it?
Yeah, usually.
Well,
Because you get all excited for it.
I'm with
I'm
you.
the same with chips, and someone eats my chips.
Oh, get away. Yeah, watch your hands, people. Hide your wife, hide your kids.
Now I want ice cream. Go ahead.
So this is about a 4-year-old boy who called the cops after his mother ate his ice cream.
I heard about this story, actually.
This is awesome. I just saw it today. I'm like, yep, I'm bumping the other story. This is going
I
in.
did hear
So,
about this.
the incident occurred last Tuesday in the town of Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, located 7 miles west of Racine, whatever. When police were contacted by a 4-year-old boy who said his mom being bad, according to a statement released by the Village of Mount Pleasant Police Department. Officer Gardinier and Officer Ostergaard were dispatched for a 911 hang-up, authorities said. A little boy called 911 saying his mom was being bad and needed to go to jail. When officers arrived at their home, the young boy said his mom ate his ice cream and needed to go to jail for it. He also told police that he no longer wanted her to go to jail and just wanted some ice cream. That's fair. He obviously calmed down a little bit. The good-spirited officers subsequently left the home once they verified that this was indeed the reason why they had been called out. But they returned back the next time, this time to surprise the boy with some ice cream. After he decided he didn't want mom in trouble anymore, police said. The responding officers weren't the only ones to find humor in the situation either. I'm not saying he's right. All I'm saying is, I understand, said one person responding to the Village of Mount Pleasant Police Department's post about the incident. At least he knows how to call for help, said another response. It could save someone's life one day.
Mm-hmm.
The officers involved even took a picture with the 4-year-old after the whole incident was over and were able to find humor in the situation. So, yeah.
My mom bad.
That's my favorite one. She ate my ice cream. She needs to go to jail.
She needs to go to jail.
Yeah, I agree with her. She should do a bit of time for
Oh, that is too
that.
funny. But yeah, I was going to say that too. It's impressive he knows how to call 911.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And, obviously, mom, or hopefully the police will say, now you can't do that.
Right, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
But, you don't need to scare it into the kid. But it's cool that they then brought him some ice cream. I wonder what kind of ice cream he got. Probably mint chocolate chip.
No, probably not.
Be the best one. Or butterscotch. I like butterscotch.
I don't mind butterscotch.
Is there any ice cream you don't like? Any ice cream flavor? Like, do you literally dislike mint chocolate chip, or would you eat it?
I would eat it. I just
go.
don't really love it.
Right. You ever been to that? Oh, yeah, you have been to the one in over by Stratford.
Shakespeare.
Thank you.
Moose
ice cream.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah. It's good. I enjoy Sweet Scoops in Elmira.
Is that a fact?
I do.
I have never been there.
It is.
There's
It gets
also,
a lot of visits in the summer, let me tell you.
There's also Sky Ranch just north of Goderich. I've been going there since I was a kid. It's like a burger stop.
Yep.
Like an outdoor place.
Yep.
They've got an absurd number of ice cream flavors.
Cool.
Soft and hard. Wah, wah. Now I want ice cream.
I want ice cream. Is there
Maybe
any
a
ice cream
Blizzard.
places where we're going?
Well, we're in.
Oh,
Waterloo.
For All ice cream is just down the street.
I've never been there.
It's good.
Is it?
Yep. It's very good.
I'm not against a blizzard either.
Yeah, they're all right. All right.
What's the matter with you?
All right.
Just don't ever.
What?
I
I
hate that. Right.
Right.
I can't believe I made that. Oh my God. I'm gonna probably do surgery on my own esophagus later. What could go wrong?
Oh, nothing.
Right.
You should try it. Make
think I
sure you
will.
capture it on video.
Well, we'll see. Don't
Go
pressure me.
live on our TikTok page or
Ooh,
something.
good idea.
Speaking of TikTok,
Speaking of TikTok,
yeah, I don't know. Everyone should go check it out.
while they're there, they should check out our other stuff too,
Yeah.
right, Melina?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
while
Spotify.
they're there, they should check out our other stuff.
Like go to Spotify. Check
Yeah.
us out there.
And go to Apple Music if that's
Yeah.
your thing, and
Yeah.
YouTube. I actually looked at
Absolutely.
the list the other day of streaming services we're on.
Yeah.
There's a lot, dude.
There are a lot.
There's like
Yeah.
13,
Yeah. Yeah.
including Deezer.
Including Deezer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, do check us out on our
Please do.
Facebook too, and our Instagram,
Yeah.
and our website. What's our website again?
TheAbsurdPodcast.ca.
Oh, yeah, right. I have been sidelined by this viral nonsense, but I am going to put up a video of all our merchandise. We have a growing number of products that you may
And we'll have more.
And we'll have more.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. But we're going to go for something to eat.
Yes.
Oh, my God, I'm hungry.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then probably ice cream.
You think? That's a good idea.
Well, I am. I'll take your ass back home, and then I'll
No,
go
I'm
for
getting
ice cream.
Yeah. So thanks again, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoyed the show. And hopefully you'll tune in again next time. Okay. I sound like I'm in puberty with my voice cracking, eh? Trust me, it's long over. Way over. Everything's dropped into place, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so thanks again, everyone, and take care of yourselves and each other.
Bye.
Bye.
God.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mal. Music by Audionautics.com.